Hey everyone, in this video we're going over some new additions to Photoshop in the latest update, version 27.6. I'm going to quickly walk you through some new features, show you where they are and what they actually do. Some of these updates are small improvements to existing features, and some are new and welcome additions. So let's get into it. First thing you need to do is make sure you're using the latest version of Photoshop. To do that, just go up to the main menu bar and click on Photoshop 2026 and then click About Photoshop. You'll need to be on version 27.6. The first update is Rotate Object. This was previously only available in the beta version of Photoshop, but it's now made its way over to the general release version. Basically, what it allows you to do is rotate 2D objects in Photoshop as if they were built in 3D. To get started, just click on the layer that you want to rotate, and then click the transform icon in the contextual taskbar. If your bar isn't open, you can control or right click anywhere on the canvas and it will say show contextual taskbar. Mine says hide because mine's open. Also, in order to transform a layer, it can't be the background layer, so just unlock it to make it a regular layer. Then click the transform button. Once you do that, you'll get the new option to rotate object in the bar. Click that. Once Photoshop's done processing, you'll see the control handles that allow you to tilt, rotate, and adjust the perspective. They're on the left, bottom, and right. So we'll just rotate this a little to the left, and once you're happy with your changes, you can just click Done in the contextual taskbar. And that's it. Photoshop has now rendered your new image. I actually just released a full video last week on Rotate Object. In that video, I go over this feature and all its options in more detail, so check that out if you have time. The next feature is the ability to remove general distractions. This is added to the Find Distraction section of the Remove tool. Select the Remove tool from the Tools panel. In the Options bar above, select Find Distractions, General Distractions, and just click Find. Photoshop will then find and highlight everything it considers to be a distraction and give you a color-coded overlay. Then you can look at the list and decide what you want to keep and what you want to ignore. As you're going through the list, you can uncheck and check these boxes and it will turn off and on anything that it has highlighted for that section. You can also add or subtract using the Remove tool the same way you normally would. So if you wanted to keep this tree, you can just press and hold Alt-Option on the keyboard to change your selection to a minus, and then just drag over the tree you want to keep. Once you're happy with your selections, just click the check mark at the top to apply. You also want to make sure you have Create New Layer checked so that when it makes all these changes, they will apply to a new layer that you can adjust later if you'd like. And that's it. Photoshop has removed everything that was in the list and set it on a new layer. You can turn this on and off to see the changes. Pretty amazing. I like this feature a lot. The next feature already exists in Camera Raw. I actually just posted a video on this one too. However, my video showed how it was used and applied in Camera Raw, but now the same feature has been added to Photoshop and I actually like it better. I'll go ahead and use it on the same image I used before to show you how easy it is. All you have to do is make sure you're clicked on the layer that you want to remove the reflection from. Then go up to Edit, down to Reflection Removal. Here is where you pick your quality. Preview is for low resolution, standard, and then you have best for high resolution. I'll do standard like I did before. And then the thing I like about this is the ability to create a separate layer with the reflection that is being removed. So just click this checkbox if it's not already checked, and then click OK. Photoshop will create two new layers, one of your image with the reflection removed and one of the reflection itself. And just like that, it looks amazing. It's so fast. And you can see over here, it has the reflection layer and the layer with the reflection removed. So if you want to apply the layer with the reflection again, just move it on top and then change the opacity. And you can apply it to any degree that you'd like, if you wanted it less or more. Just depends on what feel you're going for. This gives you ultimate flexibility. It's a really, really good feature. The next update is a change to dynamic text. This has been around a while, but up till now it only had one option, the block option. The block option takes multiple lines of text and stacks them evenly while also resizing the text so that everything stays in a block format. So we'll just add some text. And then up in the main toolbar, there's this text tool with the lightning bolt. That's your dynamic text button. The first one is the block text, which has always been here. If you click that, then click on your layer, you can resize this box and you see it will resize the text for you in like a block format. And everything is kept perfectly aligned. Now they have added the ability to apply your text to a circle, arch, or reverse arch. Just click on the dynamic text button again, and you can see you have the circle, the arch, or the reverse arch. And the great thing about this is if you wanted to do this before, you would have had to use the warp tool, which would stretch and skew the text. But now this keeps the text nice and clean. You can just resize it like normal. This is a much easier and nice addition if you ever need to use it. Next up is a feature to try and help with file cleanup, and that's the layer cleanup button. This button will give you the option to let Photoshop go through your file and delete empty layers and rename your unnamed layers. To use it, just click the little broom icon in the layers palette. Then you can choose your actions you want to run and where to apply it. The entire document or just whatever layers you've selected. You can also see down here at the bottom, Photoshop is already telling you, be sure to double check responses as they may be inaccurate. So once you've made your selections, just hit apply. When it's finished, you can see that it has removed the empty layers I had and even the ones that I had turned off. It also renamed a bunch of layers, but it didn't rename folders, smart objects, or adjustment layers. So this can help out a little bit, but it doesn't fix everything for you. Photoshop can only do so much. This tool may get better in the future, but for now, this is what we have. This last update I'm going over is probably my favorite, the Actions panel. The Actions panel has gotten a huge overhaul, and I think it's great. If you've never used the Actions panel before, now's a great time to start. Just open your Actions panel. If you don't know where it is, you can go up to Window, down to Actions, and it'll open for you. Actions are a way to record a series of steps that you do frequently and then save them as a single-click option. They can save you a lot of time once you get used to using them. This update adds a ton of useful and complex pre-recorded features so you don't have to create them yourself. Once you have the panel open, you can see that the actions are split into two sections. The Essentials section is everything that Photoshop has provided, and of course, the other section is where any actions that you have created will be. As you're looking at the Essentials list, you'll see they are grouped into sections depending on what the actions are doing. You'll also notice little icons on the right-hand side of each action. The little square with the eyeballs tells you that the action has a preview that you can see without having to click it. So you can see as you roll over it, it will apply the action for you without having to click. So you can get a really good preview of whether this is something you want to do or not. The other icon is two little stars. That's telling you that the action uses generative AI and will cost you some credits. I won't go into every action for this video, but you can see there are basic adjustments, subject and background adjustments, and some creative adjustments. And below that, there are guides that can be added to help with alignment or design, which is pretty cool. And then they also added a resize section for social media. And finally, at the bottom, they've added an export section, and now they have it in a quick little area. in the Actions panel. As you can see, there's a lot to dig into with Actions, so be sure to give them a try if you haven't already. So that's it. This was just a quick overview of some of the updates and additions that were made in Photoshop with this most recent version. These are some really great features that will hopefully help save you time and elevate your Photoshop work to the next level. I hope that helped, and I'll see you next time.